Okay, I think we're live. I think it's set up. This is Luke Smith, RuralVacantLand.com. Thank you for tuning in. And I've got my sister here today, Malia. I don't know if you can see her. It's a small camera.
Hello.
See, wherever it comes up, there's a delay, so you can't tell. And yeah, we're going to do a mailer. So the idea is that we've figured out a neighborhood. We're going to send offers to this neighborhood. And we're going to go through the logic of it and kind of why this neighborhood and what we're going to offer, and scrub the data and get the mailer out in the mail and see what kind of land we can buy, see if we can do some deals. If you'd like to buy the land from this mailer, let me know. I mean, you can go in the comments below. I'll get back to you, or call me, email me, whatever. Luke Smith, RuralVacantLand.com. You can see all my contact information on my website. And whoever sticks out to the end of this video, I'm going to give away another free piece of property. If you answer just a basic question at the end, just stick around and leave comments to answer the question, and I'll give you a free piece of property. Not from this particular mailer, but some cheaper stuff that got a bunch of, and I'll just go buy some more of it and give you a free piece of property. So let's dig into it and see what we got here. Oh, we got a couple subscribers watching, or a couple people watching, so that's cool. I gotta figure out the chat here too. If someone's hearing this, if you could stick something in the chat that it's actually working, that'd be much appreciated. So on the screen we've got proposed neighborhood pulled up. This is called Fern Acres. I've pulled it up in Redfin. Redfin is a tool I'm using today for this one. Redfin works in this neighborhood, and I just got too many things on the screen here. So Fern Acres is on the Big Island of Hawaii, and I honed in on this neighborhood because I went through all the neighborhoods in the area and I studied the regulations of what's the easiest to build stuff and easiest to make happen. It doesn't have all the regulations of I gotta do this and I gotta do that, because I don't like to answer the questions about that when I'm selling land. I think it's easier to just say, yeah, do whatever you want to do, right? So this neighborhood's one of those neighborhoods, and that's why I'm targeting this neighborhood. Now, I had this lady on the phone earlier. What I should have done is I should have called. If I would have known how awesome she was, I should have called her on this video, and she would have told us all about the neighborhood. She is from the community association. This neighborhood is fernacres.org. You can learn more about the community there. She has her phone number on here. Her name was I should know it. It's like Sandra or something. But yeah, so you can call her and learn all about the neighborhood. And she didn't stop talking, right, Malia?
No, she was great.
Yeah,
she
she
covered
was
every
awesome.
single detail about this neighborhood.
Yeah, so some of the things that are on the website are the fees. They're charging, I don't know where it is. I wrote it down. $130. Yeah, here we go. $130 a year for the road. They've been working on the roads. There's a membership of $30 a year that's voluntary if you want to be part of the community. This community has 2-acre lots. It's about 2,000 2-acre lots in the neighborhood. You can build whatever, and tents, RVs, live in your car, full-on fancy houses. And I started asking her about gardening and stuff. She said, "Well, it rains a lot. Most people do their gardening in the greenhouse because it rains so much. It's like near 200 inches a year of rain. It rains something crazy."
What were some of the questions you asked her when you were on the phone?
What did I ask her when I was
you
on
had
the
like
phone?
a list of awesome questions.
Yeah, my sister was listening in, so she's here learning how to do this, and so she should be asking the questions. But I was asking her about power. Is there power lines going to the whole neighborhood? She said yes, except for one street in the back. Anthem Street. And I wrote it down. But that street doesn't have power lines, but it's got power poles down the whole street, and they're going to lay the lines soon. So basically power lines to the whole neighborhood. It's county regulations. You don't have any neighborhood regulations of what you can and can't build, because the neighborhood was put together in like the 50s before they came up with all those crazy regulations, right? They had like 2 houses back in the day, and they had no bridge over the stream to get there, and what the heck are you going to do with regulations? They were just happy someone was going to come and buy some land. And so they sold land all over the place, and it got spread into the wind, and now we can go pick it up and resell it. So it's 1,500 foot elevation. There's school buses that pick up the kids. What else is she talking about? They're on the 2007 California code, building code is what they've got going on right now. And they're trying to update to the 2016 building code or 2017, but right now it's a 2007 California standard building code. So that's what happens with septic systems. You got to follow the California septic system rules. And for leach fields, and it's all rainwater catchment, no problem collecting water there. You would never think of doing anything else. It rains so much. She said you got to do a couple phases of water filtration because of things that get in the water. The old name of the neighborhoods, if we're doing deeds and stuff, the old name of the neighborhood was Crescent Acres, and they changed it to Fern Acres, so I got to keep that in mind. And what else did we talk about? We talked about all kinds of crazy stuff.
About the soil. You were asking how well the things grow, what kinds of things grow.
Because buyers are always asking about growing stuff and chickens, and you can do whatever you want. Kids are coming to the door. See if I can send them away. But yeah, 2 acres, go for it, have fun, kind of land. Just sounds awesome. So looking at the market, I was looking at here's one map. I don't know if I can get that bigger, but we'll zoom out a little bit. This is, there's just neighborhoods all over in here. So this is one of the neighborhoods that's in between. There's a whole bunch of lots.
So
some of them have houses, some of them don't.
When you were looking for neighborhoods, you said you're looking for like regulations and what don't have regulations. Is there something else you look for when you're looking at neighborhoods? Looking for neighborhoods?
For a mailer like this, I like ones that are homogeneous, so a whole bunch of lots that are the same. This is a whole bunch of 2 acre lots. Like there's no variables. It's not like there's a bunch of different size lots or different values and stuff. This makes it easier to mail homogeneous stuff. You get a statistical representation of what's there. You go ask them all and see who comes out with the lowest best prices, or who accepts the offers, says yes, just buy all the cheapest ones and sell them for something more, right? So I was researching this neighborhood. Landwatch, cheapest one that's for sale is $20,000. Realtors, the cheapest ones. Well, I didn't see the cheapest ones on here. Let's see what these guys say. 17.5. 18. This says 18, but it's actually 17.5. Yeah, 17.5. This is the cheapest one that's for sale in the neighborhood. They're talking about Crescent Acres subdivision. That's the old name. Natural plants and flowers, like why can't I think of the name of the flowers? What's the kind of flowers that hang in trees? Like their roots don't go in the ground.
Orchids?
Orchids, like lots of orchids. It's a huge orchid collection going on in this area. I'm just talking about the area. Nothing special. A lot of these lots are these long skinny ones, classic Hawaii style. I think they're very normal to have these long skinny ones in Hawaii because some of the old properties would go from the coastline up to the volcano, and that would be like that's your property. It's at the coast, it's this wide, and then just it directs up to the volcano from there on either side. So I think it's very common to have these long skinny lots in Hawaii for whatever reason, whereas in the Southwest, or also trade land, it's much more common to have squares and rectangles of fatter, more grouped together land. The more valuable it is generally, the more usable it is. Okay, so I studied this market really close, and the last time I made a video about buying land, people didn't think I studied the market very close because I had been up like all night the last couple nights studying it before that, right? And taking calls from everybody and their brothers selling land in those neighborhoods. I didn't feel like I got to study it that close, but This one I've never traded land in, so I'm studying it a lot closer. You're laughing at me?
Yeah, kind of. It's like, okay.
Yeah, so the cheapest one out here, let's see how long that's been on the market. It's been on Redfin for 7 days. That's not very long. The ones that are sold, so if we go to the ones that are sold, not the ones that are for sale, the ones that are sold, I had tracked down more sales than this. Come on, what's going on here? But I mean, none of them were on the market for very long. These higher price ones, 41 days, 58 days. 58 days was on the website. But if we go look at the history of this, it's like, it's not. Let's see what this one says. Yeah, pending. So March, well, I'm going to eat my words on this one. 20 March to October. Forget it. That's a bad example. I just went through a whole bunch of like the cheaper ones that are up for sale. And they were, 24 days, 37 days, 7 days. They're just like really short timelines between listing a low price in the marketplace and it getting under contract, contingent, whatever. Like not much over 30 days. Like they're not going over a month lots of the time. People are snapping these things up at the prices that are getting listed on the marketplace. So I don't know why I'm not getting that many
I think
properties
yours
right now.
would go even faster than that because you make great videos about them. Not a lot of
Yeah.
people do that. So
We'll see. You never know.
You don't know, but
Also, we'll price them at half the price of what these guys are selling them at.
that'll do it
I'll
too.
shove it up their face. Okay, so let's get to it. I had a lot of them there studying pricing, so I think the pricing's pretty solid. The cheapest stuff is $17.5. And, there's 22 that happened recently. The last sale in the area that Redfin's coming up with is 24. Let's see if we can figure out how long that one was on the market. Is this the one I just said I'm going to eat my words on? Yeah, the March to October. I don't know why that one is so weird. Let's look at this one. 41 days. The kids are trying to play like right outside the door. 22. So it went October, November. This is not very many days. It goes contingent. That's pretty cool. So I'm getting comments. Thanks, guys. See if I can catch up with some of that. I got a different system. It doesn't seem to work as well as the previous one I did, but I'll figure it out. So guys said, hey Luke, hey there, Luke, hello. Wanted something specific like a land near a river. Can you find? Big fan, watch your page all the time. Thank you guys. I need something with a lax zoning, at least 5 or more acres. Well, we're working on lax zoning right now. These guys aren't going to be 5 or more acres. These are 2-acre properties. Maybe you can put a couple together. This is in Hawaii. I don't even know if you're looking at Hawaii, but the other questions, I'm sure we can find those in other parts of the country, maybe other mailers or other ones that I've got for sale on the website. Just keep watching. We'll keep coming up with more land. And thanks for commenting. So, sister's back after sending some kids away. Not even my kids, they're the neighbor kids. They just love to come over. So, that's it, right? That's the market. 17.5 is the market. That's a huge part of doing a mailer. I think the cheapest stuff in there is 17.5. So, what do we do? What do we go from there?
These are my questions to you. I'm the one learning from you.
Yeah, that's how you learn, right?
Okay. Yes.
So 17.5, like let's do some math backwards. How much should we offer? So the idea of this mailer is why Malia's sitting in on this is because she's going to answer the phone. So we're going to put her name on there and she's going to answer the phone on this one. She's done it in the past. We sold the land that she got out of that. She got some money. Now we're going to do this one. Right?
Yeah, I was pretty excited about that profit margin, so I want to get on more. Let's do more.
Let's do some more deals. Okay. So 17.5. We're not going to sell land for 17.5 in this market. Well, we could, but that's a lot harder than selling it for something less. I mean, we could sell it for 10 grand. It'd be awesome. Sell it for 12 grand, 15 grand. With the short timelines we got over here, it should blow out the door. So what's half of 15 grand? 12 grand. Let's say 12. Half of 12.
6.
So if we bought it for
6 grand.
6.
So okay.
Bought it for 6, sold it for 12. We'd still be under the 17.5s, the cheapest in the market, by $5,500 under the market. I think if we can get people to take 6, that'd be golden.
Well, you have to account, the fees for the mailers and stuff too, right?
Yeah, you do one deal and it pays for the mailer.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
some.
Okay. True. All right.
It doesn't sound like there's transfer fees in this neighborhood to move it from one owner to the next. I mean, we got recording fees, and we got notary fees, and we got that kind of stuff. But I'm thinking kind of the $6,000 neighborhood would be a good deal. So, we're going to have to figure out what the outline of this neighborhood is. Like, what APN numbers. Remember that last video? That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I learned a lot from your last video. You really struggled with those APN numbers. I hope this is a lot easier.
Let's see what we can do. So let's pull up. I'm gonna pull up. Do Agent Pro so we can click on stuff. Of course, I'm not
Agent
signed
Pro,
in.
is this a membership tool, like a website or tool?
Yeah.
So you pay for this?
Yeah, I get it from. I get a couple different ones, but the easiest way to get this one is through Land Academy. Like if you go be a member of Land Academy.
What is Land Academy?
It's a good question. Land Academy teaches you how to do this. It's like the guru in this space is Jack Butala and his girl Jill DeWitt. I'm not sure if they're married or not. I'm gonna say wife, but I'm not 100% sure they're married.
So step 1 is becoming a member to Land Academy. For step 2 to have access to this program?
Yeah, and I think you can learn a lot. They have a lot of teaching stuff. They've got this great website, landinvestors.com, that you can be a member of, and you can learn how to do a lot of this stuff, ask questions, and figure it out. Fern Acres, here we go. So we want, let's see where it starts happening. Over here somewhere. I think that neighborhood starts happening over here. So yeah, you sign up to their stuff. They give you data, like you get their monthly program to get data. Sorry, I'm kind of distracted doing a couple things at once. I think this is one corner. Let's see what happens here with this APN. 311038187. So you pay them either for the educational course or for the data and try to learn it all by piecing the information together off of their website.
Awesome.
And then this is part of their data package. So I subscribed to their system a couple years ago, and I've learned a lot, learned a ton about doing this kind of stuff. Hopefully they don't get mad at me for sharing it on the internet. I think this is still the same neighborhood. It's the same street. It's probably over here. Let's see what this says. 316 13056. So 13056. So we got some section 13s on one side, got section 38s on the other. Let's see if these go down. There's still 13s, 15s. See what's next to them. So I don't know where the differential is between Hawaiian Acres and Fern Acres, because they got different regulations, right? So let's see if I can figure it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it splits between these. I'm going too far over, huh?
So while you're doing that, can you explain for super new people like me, APNs, like what's that about?
Yeah, so this says APN, Assessor Parcel Number, but we're in Hawaii, so Hawaii they call it a little something else. They call it a tax map key, TMK. And so each piece of this number that I'm looking at in here represents something else, like the island, the different stuff. And this bigger number is a section, that 39, and there's a section, and that last number is the property in that section. So it's big area, smaller, 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 down to the property, right? So it locates it. It's like the social security number of the property. Yeah, so looking at this makes more sense because Hawaiian acres, these are smaller. These are like 1 acre lots. These are 2 acre lots, like twice as big. Just start right here on Tabi. 311 39 123. So I'm going to cross those previous ones out. And hopefully I can get that 039 to be like the whole neighborhood. Sometimes that 039 would just represent the whole neighborhood. So that the other side was 038. So 038 to 039. And then going over into Hawaiian acres, the next one over, it's got different, it's 13. It's way different. So let's take a look at, run down this row and see if it keeps doing, it's still 39. Let's see if this whole row stays 39. 40, it's going in order at least. 41, 41. Oh, here's a street in the back, Anthurium, that doesn't have the power line on it yet. 42.
So what is the ultimate goal of getting these numbers again? Like, are you're trying to get a range of?
Yeah, we're trying to get the properties to all be in a numerical range, so I can type the range into what I'm trying to buy.
Okay.
42. So let's write this one down. 311 42, 311 042. And if I could remember that last one, 036. Okay. So 311 39 123 and on. 39. So let's see, across the street here. This is probably still the same neighborhood. Let's see what that looks like. 42s. Oh.
Maybe that's what she was referring to as the ones that don't have the power line.
Yeah, these ones don't have the power line. It'd be kind of nice to just leave this street off. Right?
Yeah.
42.
I mean, if you're planning on
42.
offering the same amount
42.
for all of them, it makes sense to leave those off.
42.
Those would be cheaper, right?
The power lines run to the end of these streets, from what she was saying. There's poles on all these streets that intersect on Ethereum, but the line doesn't actually run down in Ethereum. There's poles in place. They haven't hung the line along it yet. It's like just about to happen.
Right.
I don't think it's that big of a deal. Oh, what was that?
So putting together a mailer from start to finish and mailing them out, how long does this whole process take before you start to get phone calls?
How long until I get phone calls? Well, you're going to take the calls on these.
Till I start to get phone calls.
Yeah, so today is, what's today?
Tuesday.
Last week I put a mailer in the mail on Tuesday and I got deals. It started happening on Thursday.
Woo. Okay. And then just in general, like speaking generally, every time you put out a mailer, do you get at least one seller or more? Like, what's that look like?
What does it look like?
Like, how many sellers do you get out of a mailer? Basically.
So 275 records in the 42s. Let me kind of pan through these. Yeah. It's a whole bunch of 42s. So, what I'm doing is I'm kind of messing around with these APN numbers. And if I get a couple of the groupings in there, 42 is definitely on it. 39, let's try the 39. We'll get the other corner. Sorry, say the question again. How many responses do I get per mailer? Is that
Well,
what you're
okay,
asking?
yeah. How many responses and how many of those, like, you can actually, get the land from?
It's different in each mailer. 1% seems to be a pretty good hit rate for me, though.
1%?
Yeah, but it doesn't always happen that way. Like, it might be 500 offers, and then one person calls back and sells you 5 properties. And that's more statistically normal. Yeah, there's some double lots in there. Okay, so 38, 39. No, 39 through 42 seems to work. The other side's 38. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. Whoops. Oh, come on. What did I do? Let's try the 38s. Make sure the 38s don't bounce out of the neighborhood, because it might be 38 to 42 and I got the whole neighborhood.
So how long do they call for based on a mailer? Like for the next month or something?
Next year?
The next year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put some dates in there, but still, it's next year. What's going on here? That one's just lost in space.
You put dates in your mailer? Like, what do you mean?
Call me back before blah blah blah, or else the offer expires. Okay. Look at this. We got some comments. I'm honored to be watching the Guru. Hi, Luke. Thanks. You would know me as DJ Strong. Okay. Happy Tuesday, Luke. Thanks, guys. I cannot get maps like that on RealQuest. Is Agent 24/7 better to get a subscription? Or am I missing something on RealQuest? RealQuest is awesome for everything but maps. Mapping on RealQuest is just, forget it. The maps don't link to the data, in my opinion. Like, you can zoom in and you can figure stuff out, but you can't, like, go from data to maps. I don't know if I'm explaining myself right. And then S. Campbell is saying, is that Hawaii? Yes, this is Hawaii, Scott. This is a different part of Hawaii than we're usually talking about. This is Big Island. This is a fancier neighborhood than I'm usually sending mail in. I don't know if it's fancier. It's not fancier. It's just less competition. So let me make sure I'm covering this corner of the neighborhood. These are 35s. Holy cow. Okay, so 35, we're going to get 35, 37, 36. These are probably 37s up here. Okay, I got it figured out. 35 to 42 is what we want.
Yay!
Okay, let's go into RealQuest and pull it off. And I don't know if that makes sense, but I was clicking around here and getting the APN schema of this neighborhood. So, touchy-feely at first, make a mistake, and figure out how it works out. This neighborhood lines up a lot better than the previous mailer, because we're doing like kitty corner blocks and stuff. This one's much more of a rectangle, and it's in numerical order. So I think I can either do from this number to that number, or just type 7 different numbers in to get it to work, and we'll get all the properties. So now we're going to go over and pull the data. You had some other questions I don't think I answered. That you said, but I didn't answer them because I was spacing out on the mailer.
No, I spaced out on what they were. If anyone remembers, feel free to type them in. If you've
or if you got questions too. No, you were asking like how often people, or how long they call back. How many do I get per that I can actually buy? I mean, lots of times it's dead people. It's something's weird with the paperwork. Something's wrong. Sometimes I can process it. Sometimes I can't, and that's just the way it is.
What does a typical reply sound like if somebody calls and says, "Hey Luke, I got your mailer in the mail. You want to buy my land for blah blah blah," and then they just pause? Like, where do you take the conversation? Or they just always say yes or no? Like, how's it work usually?
You think this thing actually has the neighborhood in here?
I don't know.
I don't think it's got the actual neighborhood in here. Yeah, so they call back and they're trying to negotiate on price. It's like, you know, I don't have to buy that.
So you don't really negotiate price?
No, it's not worth it. Just move on. It's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to find the cheapest stuff.
Do you get like those calls though? Do you, a lot of them negotiating? Trying to negotiate?
Yeah, I mean, some people call and I want $2 million, or I want, you know, some price that's better than what I offered or whatever. I'd rather just stick to the price that I offered because I'm usually buying at that price anyway
Okay.
from other people. So why would I want to pay more from that person? I mean, the person that's asking for more has usually got the weirdest paperwork and everything else is wrong. The ones that just say yes, it's usually the simplest, easiest ones that paid their tax bill, paid their HOA fees because they just got the bill and they just pay them.
Or
you know?
faxed you. They
Yeah.
just faxed you instead of called you.
Yeah, I was doing a deal earlier today. Emily is referring to. Okay, so I'm talking too much and I'm not zooming in. So I want to do look at this. Here's subdivision table search. Let's just try some of this. See if Fern Acres.
Wow.
Ah, jeez. Fern Acres 51, 52, Fern Forest. I wonder if Fern Acres would just do it. So I'm gonna just test Fern Acres. That might be too easy. Yeah, it's not enough. Well, it should be 2,000 properties in that neighborhood. That was like 200. So let's
Is this a free site or do you pay for this one too?
This is from Land Academy. It is part of the subscription to sign up at Land Academy and get access to CoreLogic, RealQuest Professional, and this is where I think you get the best data to do this kind of stuff. And so I'm always playing with the it, learning what I can and can't do. Like, can I actually get Fern Acres and just the database version instead of all the stuff I just did? It didn't add. Let's see if that gives me 2,000 records. 300. It's not working. So lots of times these neighborhood ones aren't that accurate. So man, I might not be doing it right, but whatever. Let's go APN number. Let's go just start putting them in there.
Like what? Like the range of them? Or
Yeah.
one by one?
I'm gonna put I got 35. I'm gonna put the lowest one in. So 35, and we'll see how many we get out of that. So this, I didn't put the whole number on there. The last number that's missing is the lot number. So this is the section. So I'm getting section 35. Right? Am I doing that right? 311035. 311. Oh, these 316s are wrong. Looking at it, might be 311. 316. Let me go back and check something out. What happens on this side? Yeah, these are 311s too, so I can't just do the 311s. But it goes 316 in the next one. 316, right? So it's not going to work. Okay, so I'll stick to my original plan. 311, blah, 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 blah. So if I just keep adding that on there, and I increment it up,
Oh.
5, 6, 7, 8. 9. 40. You get what I'm doing? Anybody have any questions? Can you read comments?
I'm not sitting in the right spot. I can't see it. It's too
Here?
small.
It's too small.
Sorry.
Let's see if this works. Can you read that?
Let me try. Okay. Happy Tuesday, Luke. Okay, I think we went over that. Is this Hawaii? We already did those.
40. 41.
Oh, this is good. And hi, Luke. You need to start a land investor group for those folks who would like to invest in your company for profit. I'm interested. What do you have to say to that?
Get in touch with me. Call me, email. Put messages on my videos and stuff. There's a lot of ways to do this for profit. That's what I'm in business for. That's why I'm changing. That's why I'm making videos like this, is to do deals with people. So, like, you could buy these properties right off the mailer for slight little wholesale markup, and have me resell them. So I can go resell them for you, and make a little bit of money along the way. You'll make a lot more than me, and everybody wins. So we could do that. There's you could go market them yourself. You could keep them. It goes further and further depending on how much money you're trying to do. A couple guys enlisted me to buy property for them, split it up and sell the pieces. I'm working on those fronts. There's a lot of different ways. So this deal is with my sister. I'm helping my sister. She's taking the calls on this. She's paying for it. This is her show. I'm teaching and I'm helping. So now this should be all the properties. This should be around 2,000 properties. It shouldn't be scrubbed for anything but the neighborhoods. This should just be the neighborhood. We'll see if we get 2,000. I'm going to save this search. Fern Acres. I saved this because I don't want to retype it all. Look at that, 2,000 precise. I'm pointing at the screen. You guys can't see it.
Awesome.
So that's the neighborhood. That's exactly what we wanted. Now I hit the wrong button. Let's go start new. Yeah, let's see. Okay, got my data back. So we don't want the ones houses, right?
Yes, and why is that? Wouldn't it be awesome to have a little house on there?
Because people got cesspools. They got crazy houses. They might be living in them. There might be people there that we don't know. They might have utility bills. There's power lines. They might be stuck with utility bills.
Ooh, okay, so
Might be stuck.
vacant land then. We'll stick to vacant.
And where are we? Are we in Hawaii?
No.
Are you going to go over there and check on it?
No, I don't have the money for that right now.
Exactly. So we're doing this from afar. We don't want to deal with it. Do you want to hire somebody locally? No. Let's get total. There's one of the little things in here. Now let's do improvement percent. Let's get that. It's improved percent. Improved percent is a measure of what the assessor is calculating. The assessor does assessed value on the property. Some of it is for improvements, some of it's just for the land. And if there's no improvements, the total assessed value is for the land. So we're looking for ones with no improvements. We want like 0 to 1%. I just do 0 to 1 because 0 to 0 doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. To me, maybe it works. You could try it. You could try all this different stuff. Let's see what happens. There's like 500 houses in the neighborhood. What'd the lady say?
Oh, I can't remember.
Ooh, look at that. Like 700 of them, 690 of them are improved. So now we're down to 1310.
So 1310 do not have houses on them.
Yeah, and
Okay.
maybe I'm old school, but I like to write down the logic of what I'm doing here. So APN takes us down to 2,000, and then percent improved. That takes us down to, where are we at? 1310. And like the last mailer, I don't think we need to play with land use in this one because we know what they are. I think we should do size. I think we should look at size and assessed value. I wonder if the assessed value is anything different.
I thought they were all the same size.
They're all the same size, but I saw some lots that were like doubles.
Oh, okay.
And there might be little squirrely retard tiny ones in there.
Okay.
You're not supposed to say retard, I guess.
No.
You know, little ones don't make sense. Little remainders.
We can beep that out.
Yeah.
Wait, it's live. We can't.
Lot acreage from 1.75. Oh, I gotta put a point in there. 1.75. What the heck? Where's my period? Lot area. Oh, I need acreage. That's what's wrong. 1.75 to 2.25. So just the 2 acre ones. Let's see what that does to the criteria. I don't think that's what we're going to run it at, because if there's bigger ones in there and they'll sell them to us, why not?
Got a couple new questions in there when you want to take them. Let me know.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, this is a good one. I'm new to this and have lots of questions. Do you have a real estate license? Do you need a license to access the sites that you are using?
Great questions. So from 1310 to 1296, there is hardly any of them outside the size criteria. So I'm just going to cut the little ones out. Let's go back and cut the little ones out. So licensing, real estate. Why do you need a real estate license to buy land? Like, I'm buying the land. I don't need a license for that. If I sell the land for sale by owner, I don't need a license for that either. So no, I don't need a license.
How about for using the programs that you're using?
For using the programs, no. This is CoreLogic is put together by like Equifax, like the same kind of company that does your credit reports, and not the kind of company you want to be on the bad side of. They're data companies, a big data company. You should see their office in Irvine. It's like big, ugly, square, cubicle, boring land. I'd hate to work there. Call them. I feel sorry for them. But let's just do 10 acres?
Those are great questions. I think I wondered that myself at one point. Somebody asked,
I'm just cut the little ones out.
I am wondering how many parcels you usually buy from one mailer.
Yeah, so how many parcels from mailer? So let's say I send out 100 offers. You should buy one property. Send out 1,000 offers, buy 10 properties. Send out 2,000 offers, buy 20 properties. That's usually a good rule of thumb. 13. Got rid of 2 properties by making a smaller, cutting off the bottom little one. So there are 2 little properties in there hiding somewhere. I didn't sort anything out. So what else? Let's play with assessed value. You want to do another question?
Yes. Would it be wise to incorporate?
Yep, I would. That's a good question. It's a very, very good question. It'd be wise to incorporate. There's lots of ways to incorporate. I'm not a tax attorney. Or not a tax attorney, not a corporate attorney. But I've set up my fair share of corporations, used lots of corporations, used to finance lots of corporations, study books on corporations, private placements, corporations, building them, starting them, selling them, merging them. Done a couple transactions before. One of my favorite corporate entities that's going on right now is a Series LLC, where you could have each property in a different LLC without doing all the state regulations on each one. And
Series?
Yeah, Series LLC. So if you don't know what that is, I think look up Series LLC. I don't want to get too deep into corporate law, corporate structure law and stuff. I'm not qualified to do that. There's a lot of books and gurus and stuff out there you can get into, and I could point you in the right direction of some if you give me a call or email or something. So total assessed value. Let's do, this is a number that the county assessor is putting on the property to charge taxes against. Like how much of the county's taxes should go against this property versus the other properties. The more value your property has, the more of the tax pool you got to pay. So $100,000 doesn't get rid of any of them. Let's try 50,000. And why am I doing this? Because if there's a difference in assessed value, it might be usable to sort properties. I don't think there is. These look very homogeneous to me, so you don't have to do all the status craziness.
What does homogeneous mean? I know that's a dumb question.
It's a good one.
Is it?
Good question.
Okay, what does it mean?
Like similar, like they're the same.
Oh, okay.
Like if you look at a 500 pennies in your cash drawer, they almost all look the same. Some of them might have a little different design, but maybe they have different years. Those all look the same. They're homogeneous.
Okay.
Dollar bills or, you know.
If somebody's asking for something specific, I wanted something specific like land near a river. Can you find it? Something with lax zoning.
You know, I'm not really in that business. Like, look through the land that I've got on the website and see what I got. This is, you get a bunch of random stuff back off of these mailers. It's not about finding the exact property with a bunch of criteria. It's more for land dealing than shopping for super specifics. I'm not a realtor. I can go out and look at everyone else's listings and say, hey, there we go. Okay, so the assessed values on these, there's only a couple of them below 12.5. Let's see. All got the same assessed values. I don't think this is assessed value is going to help us sort anything. I think we've got it. I think we've got our mailer, because we got the size of properties, we got the area, we got the vacant ones. I don't think we have to sort by anything else because there's nothing else to sort by. 1292. So what is that? That's like 300, 200, 200, like a couple of them are over 20 grand assessed value. It doesn't matter. I think you just mail them all because they're between 15 and 20.
Okay. Okay.
There's not a range. I mean, yeah, we might find some that are a little higher or a little less or something. It's not a obvious roadmap to say these properties are worth more than those. We should make offers different this way and that way.
Okay. So back to like when they call back and they said yes, they would like to sell me the land. What do I say okay right there, or do I say hold on a little bit while I figure out if it's still good?
Yeah, you say you're gonna buy it unless you find something wrong and you go buy it.
But do you have to do more research is what I'm asking?
Yeah,
like,
you gotta check the title and you can make sure the person that's selling it's the person that owns it that can sign it over to you. Lots of times you go look at the title and there's a bank involved, or there's someone else that needs to sign it over that's not okay with selling it, and or it's dead aunt, grandma, somebody that's long gone. That's not any fun to deal with.
How do you find titles?
We're gonna be here all night.
Okay, never mind. Different video.
Yeah, let's do that in another video. So I think we got our stuff. We got the acreage going 1.75 through 10 acres. Maybe we get a big one. We got the APNs and improved percent. So we just want the vacant ones. See if there's any other questions in there if we're caught up. And reminder to everybody that's listening, if you stick around to the end, I'm going to give away a free property if you answer one of the questions. Answer a question. That doesn't apply to you or people that work for me.
Oops, I accidentally dropped your chat screen, but I think we're caught up.
Okay. let's
Oh wait, someone else.
let's do that. Okay, it's
Oh.
back again. The
Oh, someone's giving great advice on there. Do you have any newbie recommendations? Okay, I jumped into land investing 5 months ago. I finally got my 3,600 piece mailer out. It is kind of scary the first time. I believe it. I believe in this model. Do you have any newbie recommendations?
send more mail.
How
We just
often
got
do
the
you?
mailer out. He's waiting for people to come back. So we got
Okay.
1,300 offers times 47 cents they're charging me right now. Is that $600? That's in postage, and then envelopes and paper. If you're doing, I think we might be doing this old school and just getting it to them in a couple days. So 13, what did I say, 1310 times paper, postage, 47 for 8 for 9, 50, 51, 52. We're probably at 52 just hardcore costs. Yeah, you're 681, and then data. Well, that's if we mail them all. We're not going to mail them all because we're going to scrub it some. And so data, we're going to be like 1310, so $130 in data. Seven, probably still $700 after we scrub it, kind of mailer. Okay, so I'm going to pull this data. Cool with that?
Yeah.
And I'm getting all the records. It says this number, but that's not right. Costs more. So we're pulling a data set. We're gonna scrub it and then mail merge it. So are they saying anything else?
Yeah, so the person that said they sent the 3,600 mailers out also said it's been all hate calls. 60 calls per day, at least 3 days. Do you
Nice.
know any price to low on the mailer? Do you know? Oh, I'm sorry. When do you know you priced too low on the mailer?
Not the first 3 days of taking calls. You're definitely you're not into it yet. I mean, lots of times it's the first week of calls. I mean, depending how you send it out. If you did like offers to owners, which is a really awesome way to send it out, it spreads the mail over time. Takes a while to get there, but when it gets there, it's like, it's pre-sorted mail, so it goes in chunks around the country, and then the haters are the first ones to call. They call and they're like, "Ah, you're crazy," whatever, and just say yup next until you get down to the people that are doing some, they've been thinking about it, they've been scratching their head, they ask their kids, their grandkids, their friends, whatever, if anyone else wants the property. No one else wants the property. They don't know what to do. They say, okay, take the offer, and they just take the offer. So that's usually a week or two into the mailers. Like the first couple days of the mailer is just, it's all hate. It's knee-jerk reaction. People saying they're gonna come run you over with their truck, or
So do you suggest using a different address than your home address if you're doing this?
That'd be a good idea.
Like a P.O. box?
Yeah, it's good. That would be advisable. So I'm using a couple screens. I'm going to try to pull this to the right screen. So we got the data. Download the data. It's working, right? It's on the screen. Yeah. Let me just check one thing here. Yeah, so it's sharing the data. So we got our field. I'm gonna save this thing. So I'm making 2 sets of this. So I copied one, that's the raw data, and the next one is the data I'm going to play with. So we're going to take this thing and we're going to make it we're going to own it. So let's I can never figure out here we go, freeze that top bar. So what we want to do is we want to get rid of some duplicates. And an easy way to do that is to get the mailing address. Let's take this mailing address here. Mail. There's Mail Street, right? Where's the mail? Mail address full. Let's use that one. And for anyone wondering, this is not Excel.
Why not?
Because I'm too cheap to pay for it.
So what is this?
This is Freedom. This is LibreOffice. This is a bunch of people working together.
So it's free?
Yeah, it's free. LibreOffice, free. You don't have to do anything. Just download it. Works on all kinds of operating systems. Everything just works. You don't have to mess around. Okay, so I screwed up again. Let's do this. So I wanted to sort first.
What is it you're trying to do right now just to keep us on the same page as we watch you?
I am getting rid of duplicate mail address full. I'm getting rid of duplicate addresses. So I don't want to send letters to the same people. I don't want to send them 5 letters.
Like, assuming they own 5 different properties or something?
Yeah, just want to send them a letter for one. And then if they own 5, the letter says, if you own more, you want to sell them too, let me know.
Oh, okay, cool.
So this time I'm going to sort it by mail address and then property tax. So we'll get ascending. I think that should be the lowest property tax ones first. We'll buy those instead of the high property tax ones. Make sense?
Yeah. I'm not very good at this, so...
That's what you got me for.
Exactly. That's what you do all this stuff. Thank goodness. This whole process you went through would have taken me days by myself.
Yeah, but it takes a lot longer to answer the phone.
True.
Let's try that. Okay, so we got some weirdos here at the bottom that don't have addresses.
Why not?
Yeah, look at the name.
Oh, they're from different countries.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just getting rid of my formula. So the way the formula works, the first one in the, if there's like 10 people that got the same deal going on, the first one gets false and all the rest of them get true. And so...
Wow. So lots of people own multiple properties there.
Yeah, which is usually the case.
It was like half.
Was it?
It seemed like it. I don't know.
So down to 1,000 even.
Wow.
Okay. How many records did we download?
I thought it was 1,308.
1,310 or 1,308. I think it was 1,308.
Right.
It's 1,308. And then scrubbed. Well, we didn't totally scrub it yet. We're still scrubbing. Down to 1,000. Okay, I'm gonna delete this column so I can get it to. Wow, get rid of this. So my mail merge stuff lines up. Now, let's look at names. Let's get rid of duplicate names. If we got any duplicate names, people sending mail to multiple addresses. Owner 1, owner name first here.
So it's totally legal to send people mail? Like, that's not like some spam thing or whatever?
Yeah, why can't you send people mail?
I don't know. I mean, with the internet, people say, don't write to me again, and then you can't write to them again. Is it the same way with mailers?
No, this is run by the U.S. Mail. They need people to send mail or they're going out of business. Right?
Do you ever get people calling me like, how did you get my information?
Yeah, it says in the first line in the letter, it says this is public information available from the county for anyone who asks.
Perfect. This letter sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's from Land Academy. Just a Land Academy letter. Okay. So I sorted by owner name, so they're all in order. So if we get any Alvin L, Alvin, here look, Alvin Vincent Casper, Alvin Vincent Casper. There's two of them. So we're gonna get rid of one of those Alvin Vincent Caspers by doing the same formula.
Okay.
Let's do logical if. Just gonna do that is equal to that. I'm sure there's a faster way to do this, but this is just what I know.
Got a couple more questions in there at some point, too.
Yeah, keep them coming.
I can't see them because your screens are in the way.
Okay. Okay, which screen here? Let's do this.
Okay. You may have answered this, but how can I feel better about buying land online if I don't know much about the land buying process?
It's a good question. Keep asking questions. If you don't know much about the land buying process, I got hundreds of YouTube videos all about the process on my website. If you go to the frequently asked questions part of my website, or you're watching one of my videos right now, keep watching videos. Look at my YouTube channel, subscribe, go back through the history of videos. You can see video after video after video about this. I'll try to teach you something about it. Another way is the Land Academy. Land Academy teaches all kinds of stuff about buying and selling land. I think that's another way you can learn. Land Investors or Land Investor. Why don't I know the name of the website? I think it's landinvestors.com. You can learn a ton there. People buying and selling vacant land. All kinds of pros, cons, everything else. I'm just looking through some of this data, just legal descriptions, 2 acres, you know, lot this, lot that. Look at that one's 2.25, 2.52. There's a 4 acre lot. Okay, not very many of those bigger ones in there. Zoning's all the same. Everyone's got the same zoning. But we know all this stuff because we talked to people about the community before we even mailed the community, right?
Yeah, how did we know who to call? We did that before this video.
Should have had that on the YouTube video. I started searching the name of the community and fees and all that kind of stuff. And the lady that takes care of the community collects the fees and the website and everything, Sandra, I believe her name is.
Cassie or something?
She answered the phone. She was awesome.
I don't remember. Okay, so you got a couple more. I just got a call from a lawyer today that is sending me a cease and desist letter because I sent a letter to his client. Hilarious.
Oh, that's great.
Does that happen a lot?
Oh yeah, you get letters from all kinds of people, like the Attorney General and...
But it's legal, right? Everything's fine, right?
Yeah, I call them back and they say, oh, okay, never mind. I see what you're doing.
Oh, okay.
You know, call the sheriff back. Like, oh, yeah,
The sheriff?
You get the sheriff, somebody at the church. Someone told someone at their church, and the church is calling. And
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of these are private party transactions.
Why do they get their alarm bells ringing when they get
first mortgage amount?
one of these letters? Like, what's so alarming about this?
I know. Why haven't they ever received a letter before? That's like golden. You hit the right neighborhood. You hit the right area. They've never received letters before. It's like awesome. Everyone's mailing Mojave County. Go mail something different.
All right. Another person, Trevor asks, "Do you do mentoring? Take my money." Do you do mentoring?
Yeah, I've been mentoring. I'd rather do some deals with you, some land deals, and put the money to work, where we both make money off the land instead of me just taking money from you. I'd rather the money were a compounding asset than just exchanging hands. I think that means a lot more, and I think you'll stick around a lot longer. I'll make a heck of a lot more money off of you, and you'll make a heck of a lot more money off of me, and I think we'll both come out better doing that than just saying buy my program or buy my information or buy my hours. I don't want to trade time for money. I want to create a business relationship with you that we can go on and on and on and on with, to do deal after deal after deal. That means a lot more to me. Sorry if I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at the screen here, sorting data. Prior sale price. Here we go. Let's sort that one. Tools, data, sort, prior sale. See if I can find it. Prior.
Oh, Barry answered that when you gave advice for buying land online, if he doesn't know much about it, he said, thank you for answering. It's been a question of some people I know. Jimmy said, when you list a property for cash, can we possibly work out terms if I cannot afford to pay cash?
Yeah, I do a lot of terms. I usually ask, it depends on the property too, and like my cost of the property and particulars of the property, how much taxes I got, and a lot of background stuff. So it's just property specific, but I usually ask how much down do you want to do and how much you want to do a month, and I'll figure it out from there. So that's usually what I'm asking people. So you tell me how much down you want to do and how much you want to pay a month, and I'll come up with a plan around that to make it work, if I can, on that property. So I want prior sale. Why can't I find the prior sale? How far down do I have to go? Prior sale price. Golden. Holy cow, $10. 93.
What? I don't
Grandma gave it to the grandson.
Oh.
Multiple properties. These are multiples. The $1,000 ones are multiples. I like the $1,000 ones. So 2001, there's 3,088, 3,072, 3,070s, 3,000s, 3,5, 87, 80, 70s, 80s, 80s. Here's 96 for $4,000. 2003, look at that, 4,450. 2009, 4,500.
Where are you on the screen? My eyes are blurring together.
2009,
move your mouse.
40. Oh, yep. 2009, 4,500. See if we can find some more recent stuff. 6,000s are happening in 2001.
What does this mean
2007.
for us right now? Like, what are you?
This is historical prices, right? The people actually traded the property at. This isn't MLS data that the realtor actually typed it in and everything. This is what got recorded at the county, what it actually traded for. So this is county data. This is hardcore data. You can see when and how much people traded this land last. 2007, they paid taxes on this and everything, right? 90s. How much were we going to offer? Do you remember? We didn't figure it out yet. Well, I was thinking $6,000. $6,000.
I think that's what we were gonna go for.
2007 it happened. So if we buy at 6, sell at 12,
Yeah,
and the market's at
that's what it was. It was 6,000 we were talking about.
17, 20. Okay. So 6,000s are happening recently. Hopefully if you got this offer and you're watching this video, you're like, this dude's crazy. Nah, your offer's way off base. You give me a call and say, if you get any other properties, I'd love to buy them, because I'm not giving you mine, for this price. That's cool too.
Yeah, that works out. So not
70,
everybody.
2006, 71. 2000, what are some lows recently? 2004,
Well,
2003.
Why don't you just filter by prior sales date to find the most recent date?
'Cause I'm working my way up in price.
Okay.
The 90s, like 11 grand's happened in the 90s, 2000s, 90s, 12s, 2000, 15 grand. Ooh, 2014, 16 grand official. Wonder what that means. Yeah, I think we got room for air at 6 grand in here.
What do you mean by that?
It's, I think you make some money, buy them at 6. I mean, here's 2015 going for 40s, and here's $350,000.
That person might be a
120.
hater when they call me.
Yeah, let's delete some of these right here.
Yeah.
Let's take these 50s out. Let's take the 40s out.
Yeah. I'll try to be strong when the haters call. I gotta work on getting thick skin, but it's worth it.
Okay, so we delete some of those. What other data sets could we do? So we don't have recent sale data on the whole thing. I mean, it's 400 out of 900, so we're not even half of it has recent sale data. But so a lot of this stuff hasn't traded in forever.
All right, while you're searching, another question: are you going to have a regular live show? I have some people that will want to see this. Ask Barry.
Yeah, that's why I'm giving away land. So you like tell your, well, you probably don't want to tell your friends if I give away land, so you got a better chance of getting it. But I want to keep doing this because I think it creates more trust and people buying land. They look at someone like me doing it, where it comes from and everything, and it makes a lot more sense. They're like, why is it so cheap? Why is it half the price of the market? It must be a rip-off, or somebody's scamming or whatever. That's the business plan. That's the strategy. That's why I want it to sell like the next day. I don't want to answer 500 questions. I don't want it to be on the market for a year. I want it to sell quick. And when I price it low, people buy it. They don't ask a whole ton of questions. They buy it and they move on, and I can do a lot more volume than everybody else. So that's the strategy. I think we've got everything here that I want to scrub for. Can anyone else on the in the chat tell me what else I should be scrubbing for? I mean, I'm just looking at all the data, and it's just normal stuff. The problem with this is it's really homogeneous data. So it's not like mailing an area of all kinds of weird stuff that I have done lots of in the past, where I spend a lot more time scrubbing. The scrubbing on this is much more of picking the neighborhood and just mailing that neighborhood instead of scrubbing the whole county and taking out weird stuff. Or the whole state. I've mailed the whole state before. That's a bigger scrub job. You scrub for you just be up all night or all week long scrubbing on that one. Let's save this. You're gonna take out government property. Oh, the names. Where's the names? Let's look at the names of these people. So this stuff that's for sale, none of it seem to be land dealers, so I don't think I have to look for that. Owner names. First name first. Okay. So let's do data sort. I know I gotta remind me. I gotta sort by state too. So let's take out some international ones. So let's sort by owner names.
Just because the postage is like too much, right?
Yeah, I don't want to mail. It's too hard to do the mail merge with international stuff. You get a bunch of stuff that's not in the right place. Owner name. It's too much.
Oh, someone gave advice. I would exclude all sales in 2017. If they just bought, they do not want to sell.
I don't know about that.
Okay, and then another one is need a deal in SoCal land. I've been waiting since you listed something.
I got, you want SoCal land? I got a 40 in the middle of nowhere, San Bernardino County, that's not on the website. Going through title right now. So if someone wants a 40 that's just outside of Barstow.
That's David Lopez asking.
Yeah. 40 just outside of Barstow. Like no access, middle of nowhere. No one's going to bother you. Government land all over the place. Quiet, run dirt bikes, whatever. Super cheap, cheapest 40 in the county. I got one of those. Give me a call. I'll tell you about it more. Give you GPS coordinates and stuff before it's ready. Give me a call when I'm not on the live YouTube thing, like tomorrow during business hours. So here's a bunch of names. Let's see if any of these names stick out. I'm not seeing any like government.
He said he'll call.
Okay, cool. I think we were talking about other San Bernardino land in the past, so that's good.
Okay, so you're looking for government land or whatever?
Yeah, government, school, park, like any weirdness, or like my competitors. I'm just panning through here, and these are all names, you know. None of them say like the HOA association, you know, where the association owns the land. I'm sure they're probably in the list, but I don't see them. Look at that. There's Malia.
What?
Your name's in there.
I love Hawaii.
Our sister did a
DNA test.
Yeah. We had some Hawaii in our DNA. So you had no idea.
Yes.
So what was I going to search? State. That's the other
state.
one. So let's get rid of male state. Sending Australia. It's APO. I don't know. Do you guys know what APO is? Is that where military send their mail, or what is that?
I don't know.
Is it Alabama?
Another question while you go through. I would love to learn the typical process that you would go through when someone buys a piece of land from you. You may have explained this, but can you put it in a nutshell? Is that possible?
Yeah, I try to call people back and say thank you, but I'm not like super on top of it because there's so many transactions going by. But I try to get everyone and tell them thank you, and I tell them kind of what the timeline is, that they should see their deed coming from me. But you get these emails, like these automated emails that are just like, okay, it's going, it's happening. And behind the scenes, we're doing the deeds, we're getting it all notarized, getting it sent up to the county. Wow, a bunch of Japan. I guess it is Hawaii.
Yeah.
So we get it sent up to the county for recording, and the county does their recording, and depending on what state, if it's paper version, the county will, I give the county directions to mail it to you, or I give them the envelope to mail it to you with postage on it and everything, or direct them to, depending on the state. And then if it's electronic recording, then Gillian, my assistant, is emailing them to you as we get them back through our electronic recording system.
He said APO is military.
Yeah, I thought so. And I'm sure they have notaries and military bases and stuff, but it's a lot harder to hire them to get the money to whoever you're buying the property from. So I use a notary, hire a local notary, send them the money and the paperwork, and have them take it to the person, get it signed, and have the notary send me the paperwork back, not the person signing, or else you never see the paperwork again. It's always like, oh yeah, it's in the mail. You know, I got a track package and the tracking number's not happening. Like, yeah, it's in the mail. So
Awesome.
hire a notary to do it. So I think we got this whittled down. We got the states, we got the international people taken out, we got the weird stuff taken out. We're 910
Cool.
because we
Hey,
took out some of those higher
hey Luke, I'm excited to
prices.
catch another live video, says T Fox. And Barry says, is deed like the title to a car?
It's a deed like the title to a car. Title to a car is a piece of paper that you can sign the back of and like hand over to somebody and they take it to the county and get it registered, right? A deed is a new piece of paper that's drawn up every time somebody trades it because there's a grantor and a grantee. A grantor and the grantee change every time it trades. So you got the grantor, the one, like me selling you the land, I grant my land to you, and a grantor, like you buying the land, did I say that right? The grantor granting it, me granting it to you. The grantee, the one receiving it, like, oh yay, thank you. And then so the deed stipulates that in there. It doesn't say anything about how much money was traded hands or how many cattle or wives or whatever for the sale to go through. But it's got that wording, so you got to change the wording every time. So you create a new one and change the wording, and then what you should do is take it to the county and get it registered. Starting like the 1800s or something, the U.S. most everywhere started requiring these deeds to be registered with the county, so anybody who wants to can go look up who owns the property in public data and see the history of all the paperwork recorded there, and that's the deed. So it's different than with a car. Like with the car, you go to the county and this is it. This is who owns it. With the land, you go to the registry and like this is who we have on there, but you got to look at the title chain. Go back property, transaction by transaction, make sure it all makes sense. So there's a chain of title. So there's a couple differences there. It's not the same. So I think we're boiled down. I want to add columns to the beginning of this because I'm going to drop some data in here that I've made up for mailers. It's over to W.
Do you use quitclaim or warranty deeds?
I like warranty deeds or special warranty deeds more than quitclaim. Quitclaim is, nobody trusts quitclaim really, so I don't use quitclaim. Warranty deeds are a lot better. Special warranty deeds are pretty much the same thing, just saying that I warrant the deed since I bought it. Warranty deeds, like I warrant the deed since the beginning of time. So a little bit of a difference there. I'm looking for the information that I want, and I'm doing it on a different screen because I don't want you guys to see one of my old mailers. So I'm just gonna copy this data in from an old one, and I'm gonna drop it into this new mailer.
What is it you're doing? Like, why are you doing this?
So why am I doing this? This is, I'm just seeding this mailer with information. So each one of these columns is a data set that goes into my letter. So my letter has fields that line up with each one of these columns.
Oh, it's
so
like a template?
yeah, it's my template, exactly.
So
That's
this
a good way to
fills
look
your
at it.
template.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Like-
so we're gonna put Malia's information in here because she's gonna take the calls.
Oh. But we're putting your address though.
Yeah. So the end date, want people to call back by, say, January into February. I think we do March. What? March 15th. I like Fridays. Let's do March 5th. It's March 5th.
Well, I'm gonna be on vacation for 2 of those weeks.
Where are you? When?
I'm going to Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait,
When are you going? When are you coming back?
last 2 weeks of February.
Okay.
Last 1 week of February.
You can take calls while you're there. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Is that hard to take phone calls?
Well, you
Carry
have
a
to
notepad.
research, right? You take the phone call and then you have to go.
You're telling me you're gonna travel without your laptop?
Good point.
Malia doesn't go anywhere without her stuff.
Yeah.
Let's do 23. It's my control number. Mail date. So what's today? Today is the 23rd. Let's put this on the 29th. It's Monday, January 29th. So we got a couple days to work on it. Use my fax. What email are you going to use?
So live.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, at ISR Services.
Do you want one of mine? You want me to make you a Malia at ruralvacantland.com?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. We'll do that. Did I spell your name right?
Yes, that's how you spelled my name. Wow.
Do you got a phone number and write down there?
Yeah.
And then yeah, so
Gotta figure out how to find it.
you just fill out this data. Hold the control button down here. Let me get rid of some of this stuff so I can see what's going on. Gotta drag out this first one because column of empty information next to it. Okay.
Okay, someone says, how long have you been doing this? What got you started or interested in the land search research? Asks Barry.
Land research. Since September of 2015, so what was that? A little over 2 years. And I saw Jack Butala do it. Steve Butala. Land guru. And that's how you learn, right? Hire a guru, hire a teacher, learn, and then I'm thinking we might stick the phone number in here when we're not on the air.
Yeah, let's do that later.
So
how
I'm gonna
many
get really close but not totally done.
how many properties do you think you've sold since you've begun?
Oh, over 1,000.
Probably more than that.
Yeah, who's keeping track?
Like, how many properties do you think you sell, like, in a month?
In a month? I mean, it totally changes depending on what kind of inventory I have. I mean, I used to have over 1,000 properties on the website. I just noticed yesterday we're down to 550. You know, I'd like to be less than 550, but we're doing mailers. So, let's see what happens. Yeah, those numbers, I don't know.
You know your average sales a month?
No, I
Okay.
don't keep track.
Okay.
I know dollars, but I don't really want to tell you.
Okay. Okay. So Barry also said, I will be calling you sometime. You can expect that. After I get a piece of land,
Thanks, Barry.
I have at least 3 guys that are interested.
Good. Thank you, Barry. Okay, so there's the whole mail merge thing. We should go do that. But before we do that, I gotta put Malia's phone number in here, and she doesn't want that on the live video. So the previous video
No
I made
offense.
has the mailer in there, and how to merge it into a document, and you just all the fields line up, and you hit the button, and the window spins, and then you got a PDF that's all the letters, right? And so we got a bunch of letters, and this one, I really like to do the mailers through Offers to Owners. That's like the best printing program going right now for getting this in the mail with someone else printing it. But must be honest, we're doing a live video. Someone's gonna copy this and like beat me to it. That's just not gonna happen. So I got a bunch of envelopes, and I got a printer that can print, like, you just hit print and it prints. So I got these envelopes, window envelopes, and just fold the thing, stuff it in there. I got stamps.com that prints my return address on there. It's going to be Malia's return address. Malia's name, my address, I think. And we'll just print it out. Malia will stuff it and put it in the mail. Mailman will be going crazy. Might have to go to some mailboxes and dump a truckload off. And then 2 days later, the phone will be ringing. So however much she puts in the mail every day, the phone will ring accordingly a couple 2 days later, because that's fast. That's fast deliveries. First class mail, it's like there, ching, done. You don't have to lick the stamp. You don't have to peel the stamp. You don't have to get the envelope straight with the letter. You don't have to do anything. You just fold it. I don't know if you're calling me. You probably hear me folding stuff while you're talking to me on the phone, stuffing envelopes. So that's what I'm doing all day. But there you go. I think that's what we're gonna do. You're gonna shove this one in the mail. You're gonna take the calls. I'm gonna help you with the back end of closing on these things, and doing the title searches and going through the title search, because I think that's one of the hardest parts as a beginner, is doing title search, like figuring out if the property's buyable or not, and how to buy it, and for gonna, and that whole dance, what paperwork to do to actually settle it. And I've done a bunch of that, so I'm gonna back her up on that. But she's gonna be taking the calls and running the shots on it, basically. So that's the deal. Thank you, Malia.
Thank you. I'm stoked. I want to start making money again like I did that first time. That was awesome.
So we're gonna give a piece of land away.
Woohoo! Okay, do it. You got 3 more questions. I don't know.
Okay. Let's grind out some questions, and then
Go ahead.
we gotta come up with an answer or a question for land giveaway. So what are the this one, Hawaii wholesale property went off fast on Hootboard. Yeah, that was super fast. Hey Luke, what's the ratio of your deals that are cash purchased as opposed to terms like deals? So people that buy land from me, I assume, because I buy pretty much all the land with cash. I mean, sometimes I use some contract to buy land from somebody, but not so often. It's usually 2 cash deals to 1 terms deal. I think it's a pretty good ratio. It keeps happening. When attempting to sell in high volume, is price or acreage usually more of a factor? For example, is there a price threshold that yields very different results? That's a good question. I think if it can fit on a credit card, like $2,000, $5,000, $1,000, like a credit card kind of purchase without hitting daily maximums. The daily maximums are stupid. But some people use, they'll pay 3 days in a row, or they'll call me up and I say, use 3 different cards, use the pay here thing at the top of the link, and that kind of stuff. So then they can still fit it on. I've had people buy, 20 grand plus properties on a credit card in a day, like, it's depending on the person and their credit card limits and their finances and stuff. Scott saying thank you so much. Am I missing one? Okay. You have land for sale for $1,500 by the Grand Canyon. One you can see there that see there in my RV without worry of HOA as long as I want to stay there. So that's a good question. I think I'm gonna get too detailed for this call on going property by property. I'll be here all night. That might be better to ask me about that one after, like, call me up tomorrow or email me or something. Nick Sliger, Hawaii, okay, wholesale one, I got that. Cash. When attempting to sell Jason is asking, when attempting to sell and have it. Okay, we got that. Scott Campbell, thank you so much. Awesome. Thanks, Scott. Barry Signs, when is your next live show? I'm going to tell some people. I'm not very good at planning stuff because I've got little kids, you know, so the schedule's always out the window. They're sick or something's happened with school, and my schedule's not very good because I'm taking care of the kids. So when I can is when the next one's going to be. Sorry, I don't, not like booking them ahead of time. It says, I have cash. Is there a way to do a money order or something like that? Yeah. Money order, you can mail money orders to me. Let me know what property you're buying first, and I'll tell you what company it's in so you can make the money payable to that company instead of just my name or something. I'd prefer it went to the company that owns the property, one of my different companies. Someone was asking about corporate structures before, and yeah, I use a lot of different companies. Some people think I'm crazy because I use so many different companies, but that's part of the corporate structure of doing business, right? I mean, some of the companies I use are for the kids, and that's the real truth behind it. It's like one for each kid, and so the money goes to the kids. I'm building their business for them. They should run that thing later as I teach them and show them how, and that's the idea, right? Hopefully it pays for stuff along the way, like school. Trevor is saying, guys, Luke, this is great. Luke's a great guy. Thanks, Trevor. I work with him all the time. He's a real deal. Thanks, Trevor. Okay, so I gotta come up with a question for people who've been watching and paying attention. What's the name of the neighborhood that we're doing this mailer on? I think I said it. I know I typed it in.
Answer, right?
Yeah, the first one to answer, and we're on like a 20 or 30-second delay here. First one to answer what neighborhood gets a free piece of property, and it's not one from this neighborhood. It's a cheaper, basic one, but if you want, I'll sell the property for you, and you can get cash out of it. Or just keep it, use it, or if you want me to buy a whole bunch more of them. Fern Acres. Okay. Is that the same guy I won last time?
Is it?
FMXSTAR. You're the winner. So you got to get in touch with me, and my phone number is 760-274-7711. It's on my website, ruralvacantland.com, and follow up with me. Not tonight. I'm gonna check out here pretty soon, but tomorrow would be great, and I'll get you a free piece of property. I'll take you through the process. And the last guy that won, I mean, we were on the phone for an hour. He wanted to learn more than wanted the property. That was great too. I think I'm gonna end up buying a bunch of the properties just like what I'm giving him, and sell those as well. So should be fun. Yeah, Fern Acres, that's it. Thanks for the Fern Acres. Fern Acres, Crescent Acres. That's a really good answer. It used to be Crescent Acres, now it's Fern Acres. Good job, guys. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe if you're not already. And when you see me come on live, get ready for a nice boring data set like this. We'll walk through them. I hit some more neighborhoods and some more places, and do some more deals. If you want to buy this land that comes in off the mailer, I mean, you're seeing my cost, $6,000.
Yeah.
The market's 17.5 is the cheapest thing out there, and the stuff that's at the higher, low teens, low 20s. I mean, it's not on the market more than 30 days usually. Looking at history, so
and
I think you can get a big spread on it. I'll charge you a bit of an extra, a little bit more than $6,000, but I'll do all the work for you. If you want me to sell it, I'll do that too. You can buy it, turn around, sell it. So make a lot of money on it. Wholesale thing should be fun. Thanks for thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com. And thanks, guys, for all the comments. I gotta figure out how to shut this down.